My name is Aubyn and Frei. I make art that is place-based. And so that means that I'm making art based in and on Dawson. And unique is a pretty good way to describe Dawson City. It gets thrown around a lot. Um, and what makes Dawson City unique, I guess, I mean, this is the place that I was trained to make art. And I can't help but put that lens onto everything that I do here in the name of, making the community that I live in and love a better place, even if it's just for a moment or an event. Hi, my name's Jackie Olson. I'm a Njoutli citizen, born and raised in Dawson City. My art is land-based. I love to be out on the land. I harvest and collect materials from the land, and they give me inspiration to produce the works that I do. I say I'm an abstract artist, just because I like things to be very textured and focus on color and the layering impacts that I do. The Yukon has a special energy for me, especially in the Dawson area. So I was born and raised here, and when I'm on the land, I think of my grandparents who are very inspirational and are my mentors. They've taught me a lot, and I feel very honored to have had them in my life. And the land brings that meaning. And so everything has a connection and a very spiritual connection for me. I just hope every day becomes a day to discover something new.
Waik, Randi Nelson in Squex, Taystaktu Esta Equin. Hello, my name is Randi Nelson, and I'm a member of Bonaparte Staktaus First Nation. So I do storytelling through materials of wealth, creating jewelry and different beadwork pieces. I use dentalium, quill work, cedar, and I create fashion and other wearable arts. When people see my art, I want them to know that Indigenous culture is still strong and alive. I want them to know that art is living and breathing, and it's part of our community. It's part of our culture. It's part of how we interact and spend our time every day. And I want other Indigenous people to feel inspired. I want them to know that we come from, really beautiful traditional practices, and that we've always used art to express ourselves, and that it's still there as a way to do that.
My name is Meshell Melvin. I live downtown in Whitehorse, the Yukon capital city. I began to use textile as if it were paint. I was looking for a way to replace, I guess, the paint medium. And I found I can cut and arrange a textile to achieve a real painterly kind of sensibility. What has been acknowledged as fine art, textile always hasn't had a place there. So it's kind of been on the edge of the art world with my practice, and also kind of on the edge of society, really, in terms of our location. It makes total sense to me to kind of see this kind of adventurous career of exploration and the place that we live in, this beautiful land.
Drinkwinzi Shori Jeneen Baji. My name's Jeneen Frei Njoutli, and I'm an artist. My art practice deals with sets of politics. I'm invested in Indigenous sovereignty, in performance art, in sound, in community engagement, and I'm often interested in troubling the way that people consume Indigenous material culture because it's so beautiful. Since I was a little kid, since I was a little baby artist, having a relationship to my homelands has shaped me and shaped my art. And I'm very grateful to get to live there now in Old Crow and make work and raise my family. I would love to see communities investing more in their artists. If people want to talk about healthy communities, if people want to talk about harm reduction, culture saves lives, art saves lives. If you want to see children who have a good sense of self-esteem, invest in arts programming, invest in music programming. That's what I want to see.
My name is Jane Isakson, and I'm a visual artist. I live just outside of Whitehorse in the Yukon Territory. My artistic practice is generally a painting practice, and it's nature-based. I like to use nature as sort of the foundation of whatever I'm going to work on, and it's not always realistic. Sometimes takes twists and turns and becomes quite abstracted, but the ideas are always coming from the natural world. I know probably some of the most moving experiences I've had with my art is when someone tells me how a painting made them feel. It might not be the exact same feeling that I was putting into it or trying to put out, but that they actually do respond to it means a lot to me.